believe that 50% of the population are some of the dumbest fucking voters on the planet. I believe a good portion of the votes for Biden were people who don't even know anything about politics. They only voted because Orange Man bad. Yet they want to lower the voting age. That's insane. And while we're on the voting topic, just so you know, the thousands and thousands of affidavits that people wrote that said that there were illegal ballot activity for the 2020 election weren't good enough. They got thrown out of court, and not one of them was used to even spark an investigation for us to be like, hold on, maybe something happened somewhere in some counties. Yet the Democrats, the same Democrats that made sure that those affidavits weren't submissible, are now trying to say that an affidavit is good enough to prove that you can vote somewhere. How asinine is that? Affidavits are good enough for my wants, but they're not good enough for yours. Yet again, the Democrats are doing the it's good for me but not good for you bullshit. If you want socialism so fucking bad, let's write a law. Let's bump up taxes just a little bit more, which, by the way, Biden has done on the middle class. In case you didn't see him pull that old switcheroo on you. To buy every single voting age American citizen a fucking ID card. Your only argument against that is minorities are too stupid to get a fucking ID card. I don't know about you, but to me, that sounds racist. So let's just cut the fucking middleman out, pay for the fucking IDs, and mail them to their house. Just like the fucking stimulus checks. Were the minorities too stupid to cash their fucking stimulus checks? No. I didn't think so. So let's get those motherfuckers some certified IDs. So then we have identification to prove you are who you say you are at the ballots when we vote in 2022. You get a little bit of that socialism dick, plus we solve the voting issue. It seems like an obvious win-win for both sides. You guys got to keep your head on the swivel. I will try to get on here when big things come up and kind of let you guys know what's going on, but it's a lot. We're finding out that there was FBI agents and informants at the January 6th insurrection gaslighting and pushing these people. Clearly, security stood down and let them walk into the Capitol building. And you can call that a conspiracy if you want, but we know for a fact that 2 out of the 7 people that were going to kidnap the Michigan governor were in fact, one was an FBI agent, one was an FBI informant. There's things coming out that's saying that the FBI was gaslighting the Las Vegas shooting. They are on your social media. They are tracking your social media. They are reading your DMs. They are targeting people that seem easy to manipulate, and they are gaslighting the fuck out of them. Why all of a sudden all the mass shootings? Well, if you find enough people that are on the edge and you push them off that edge, crazy shit's gonna happen. And that's what the FBI is doing right now. Next time I get on here, I briefly mentioned it, the episode last night, that I couldn't get to upload a personal story. For anybody who wants to say that's a conspiracy theory, I had an ATF agent contact me and tell me, or ask me some questions, and I said I'd have to do some research and figure out if I couldn't track it down, let them know some things. And I couldn't, so I called him. I said, hey, I went through my Facebook and everything on my messages, and I couldn't find the information you're looking for. Their response is, yeah, we already know. We've already been through your DMs. So be careful what you're putting out there. Don't get me wrong. Meme the fuck out of this stupid, creepy old motherfucker people are calling president. Let every pink and blue-haired left liberal psychopath know that they are part of the problem. The mental problem. There isn't a gun problem. There's a mental health issue problem. And the reason they don't want to push that agenda is because half of the left side suffers from those mental illnesses. I believe there is still a long fight to fight. I just believe we're losing it so far. And as of right now, they're doing a pretty good job picking us off one by one. With that said, I want you guys to keep a close eye on the governor of Florida. I do believe that is going to be the best pick for the 2024 Republican candidate for president. DeSantis, he is a great person. He is young. He is healthy. He has reopened his state safely and successfully. He is doing everything he can to be a gun-friendly state and stick up for people's rights. But keep a close eye on that. Because I'd be willing to bet between now and then, they find some reason to take him out of the race. Other than that, I'd like you to keep a close eye on the governor of South Dakota. I believe she would be a good candidate for vice president. In fact, I believe between the two governors of Florida and South Dakota, they will be unrivaled. In fact, the only reason that the Democrat Party would get any votes is for things that are not politics, like race and gender. Which, if that's why you're voting, you're part of the problem. You're the racist. You're the sexist. If you don't want the best qualified person in the White House to make America the best it can be, you're the fucking problem. And as of right now, that is the Democrat strategy, to appease, to play identity politics, to push critical race theory. That's another thing. Be involved in your kids' school activities, especially if they're going to public schools. Make sure that school's not pushing critical race theory. Make sure there aren't BLM banners hanging from the rafters at your kids' schools. It's not good. I'm not saying that black lives don't matter or anything like that, but the movement, the organization, there are ties to evil things there. Marxism is not a good thing. Marxism has never created a nation that has lasted and progressed into the greatest country in the world. The only thing Marxism will do is destroy that country. I think that's going to be it for tonight, you guys. Hopefully, I tried to go over the 11-minute mark. I'm using a different little bit of software. Not sure how it's going to sound. It's probably going to take a little bit to upload because it's a little bit longer, but hopefully it puts it all out there in one video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This one was kind of off the cuff. I tried to do the notes last night. It was a little bit more informative, but it was a lot more pausy and slow paced. Trying to put a little bit more enthusiasm in my voice. Hopefully that came out. When I go off the cuff and I just talk about things that I'm passionate about, it seems to come out a little bit more naturally, so hopefully that come across. We are still working on some things here at Griffith Media Podcast. I'm hoping to do a couple of different shows on a couple of different topics. This one being the main one, Death by Tyranny. There are a couple of good people around me that are helping me with trying to figure out some gear things and, just trying to inspire me a little bit. And I appreciate anybody that has helped me with that so far. Always a thanks to my beautiful wife who kind of lets me just do whatever weird shit I'm into at the moment. Hopefully I'm able to take this to a higher level. Not so much for likes or, to be famous or the money. To be honest with you, I'm doing this for two reasons. One reason is because if that day comes where an ATF agent, FBI agent knocks on my door and I am one of the many they take out one by one, there is something there recorded for my children to listen to know that I wasn't the bad guy. I was fighting for the right thing. I was sticking up for what America stands for. And the second is, maybe one day one of these podcasts will make it in front of Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. I want to debate one of them, not with their experts that are going to try to throw me off with, facts that mean nothing or things that were taken in, isolated incidents and show outliers to things that don't normally happen. But to actually sit down with Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Obama, I would love to sit down with Obama just because he's probably the smarter of the three, and see if he can genuinely convince me that gun control works. Because I promise you, I have seen a lot of interviews, a lot of press conferences, and I have only thought lesser of them for the things they say because they are so incorrect. With that, you guys, I hope everybody has a good night. Hopefully this one uploads pretty quick and with no hiccups. And we'll see you around next time.